guys, welcome to the channel, and this is another diversity CAS for the Diversity CAS Challenge. If you'd like to participate in this challenge, I'll provide a link for the challenge rules, and if you haven't seen the other parts to this series, you can check that out if you want. I'll leave a link to that also in the description as well as in the top right corner. But basically, I use a number generator to figure out what nationality and what age I am going to make this week. So this week I'm going to be doing a Puerto Rican young adult, and I'm pretty excited about it. It is technically Latino on the list, but I wanted to have a more specific direction. If you don't know where Puerto Rico is, it's this tiny little island pretty close to Haiti and Cuba and Florida. And yeah, they're really fun people. I've had many friends. I grew up in Florida. There's quite a few Puerto Ricans that live in Florida, so I've gone to school with them. My stepfather is Puerto Rican, and so I'm pretty familiar with their culture. I myself am half Cuban, and the culture is very similar. It's a Latin island community, so yeah, I decided to go with a typical Puerto Rican guy. I'm going mostly off of the people that I've encountered personally in Florida, so it might be different in the actual island of Puerto Rico, but from pictures I've seen of the people, I think they're not too different, really. So I wanted to show you guys some pictures of the island. So this is the old part of San Juan, which is the capital city, and these are some beautiful Puerto Rican people enjoying a parade, and this is one part of the island's beaches, so really beautiful, really lush. There's also a rainforest on the island, so it's very tropical, it's very beautiful. Puerto Rico is actually Spanish for rich port, and it's officially called the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, or Estado Libre Asociado de Puerto Rico, which means Free Associated State of Puerto Rico. It was also briefly called Puerto Rico, and it is a territory of the U.S. in the Caribbean Sea. It was originally populated by the indigenous Taino people. The island was claimed in 1493 by Christopher Columbus for the Crown of Castile, and it later endured invasion after invasion after invasion, attempts by the French, the Dutch, and also the British. So 4 centuries of Spanish colonial government there basically transformed the island's ethnic and cultural and physical landscape pretty much, because what had happened was they had brought African captives, and settlers there just kind of brought their cultures with them. So that's the Spanish aspect of it. And in 1898, following the Spanish-American War, the United States appropriated Puerto Rico with most other former Spanish colonies under the terms of the Treaty of Paris. So, yeah. And Puerto Ricans often call the island Boricuan, which is derived from Borican and its indigenous Taino name, which means land of the valiant lord. And the terms Boricua and Boricano derive from Borican and Boricuen, respectively, and are commonly used to identify someone of the Puerto Rican heritage. So if you see like any Puerto Ricans wearing a shirt that says Boricua or Boricano, then that's what it means. And the island is also popularly known in Spanish as La Isla del Encanto, meaning the island of enchantment. So I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I hope I'm not butchering any of this. So it is tropical. Puerto Rico has a rainy season which stretches from April into November. The mountains of the Cordillera Central are the main cause of the ups and downs in temperature and rainfall, and the mountains can also cause a wide variation in wind speed, so it can get pretty windy there. The modern Puerto Rican culture is basically like a very unique mix of cultural social backgrounds, which include the indigenous Taino, the European, predominantly Spanish, African, and recently North American or the United States has influenced their culture. Most of the culture there centers on the influence of music. Puerto Ricans and most Latin cultures are super into music and dancing, which is why I gave him the dance machine trait. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're celebrating something, then they just kind of dance. And I think that's really amazing. I love dancing myself, and I grew up in the same type of culture, being as though my family is Cuban. But anyway, so their music, it's pretty influenced by African culture, you know, the bongos, the drums. Cultural movements across the Caribbean and North America have also played a role in their music. So yeah, since it's an island community, I wanted to give him really comfortable, lightweight clothes. Puerto Ricans are very proud of their culture and their history and just being Puerto Rican. And a lot of them, I want to say most of them, have very, very good fashion sense. They're very into, you know, making sure they look their best. And they can be very romantic. I've never met a Puerto Rican that doesn't like to party. Like, doesn't matter what party it is. It could be their kid's party. It could be a birthday party, a party at a club, a parade. It doesn't matter. They just love enjoying life and trying to live it to the fullest. And the same thing goes with any island community, I think. But especially Puerto Ricans, they just love having a good time. They also love to eat. They love to eat good food. Their food is actually influenced by Spanish food, like from Spain itself, and African food, as well as North American food, which has influenced them a lot as far as their ingredients and how they season things. As far as like comparing them to Cuban culture, there are some similarities, but the food is often prepared differently. And I'm only saying this because I am Cuban, so just wanting to let you guys know the differences in case you didn't know. So yeah, I really love how he came out. I personally think he's a really handsome guy, just being honest here. But yeah, I really enjoyed creating him, and I might use him in one of my Let's Plays or have him in the world or something. Another thing I was thinking about was once this series is over, I'd really love to do like a build around the world series. So kind of the same idea in exploring different cultures, but I want to do that with architecture around the world. I think that would be an amazing thing to do, and I think I would have a lot of fun with that. So I think that's the next thing that's going to be coming to the channel. Comment down below and let me know if you think that is a good idea. I'm sure if you enjoy this series, you'll enjoy that one. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I've been enjoying this one too. I love doing this stuff and just kind of like exploring different people, how they live and how they dress. So yeah. Anyways, guys, we are almost done with this guy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Bye!